Hello everybody, it's the Historical Gamer once again, and today we're returning to Grand Tactician, the Civil War, a new-ish game. It's been out for a little while. It recently launched out of early access, but it's developed by Oliver Kappelmuller. It is a game that puts you in the shoes of either the Union or the Confederacy during the American Civil War. It allows you to deal with strategic questions of command of either side, and also tactical command when armies meet on the battlefield. This is our Union Let's Play series, which has been going since the start of the war, and the war is going pretty well for us. It's July of 1862. The Confederates are outnumbered more than 2-1. Richmond has fallen. West Virginia has seceded the Confederacy and joined the Union. Tennessee is mostly under Union control here. We've taken Knoxville, we've taken Nashville, and we also have the bulk of Western Tennessee under our control. We've advanced troops into northern Alabama. We've taken Atlanta, Georgia. We have secured Missouri, and we have taken Little Rock and Arkansas. The war is going very well indeed, and we're just getting ready to begin our advance south in the in the Eastern Theater. We are waiting for some troops to arrive. I think I ordered them to leave. Yeah, I did. We're waiting for some troops to arrive at Richmond so we can sort of pin the Army of the Potomac and its 5,000 men on the peninsula before we advance south into southern Virginia, and then presumably not long after that, North Carolina. Meanwhile, the one weakness right now with our current invasion of the Confederacy is the situation around Knoxville and around Atlanta. The supply depots there are not sufficient to support the forces that we have in place. And so we really do need to, capture more rebel depots. We need to seize more depots of our own in order to really secure things for Grant's army, for example, or for Sherman's army that are advancing deep into the Confederacy. So those forces may have to pull back for supply reasons. Not sure. We'll see. But that's the situation that we find ourselves in right now. We also have our financial situation in such dire straits that we can't raise any more troops right now. We're so far in debt. And so that's kind of forcing us to fight with the army that we currently have, but that shouldn't be an issue. We currently have 205,000 troops under arms. The Confederacy only has 60,000, so we outnumber them better than 3-1. We've won 49 battles, or 45 battles. They've only won 9. National morale for the Confederacy breaks at 30 or 25. They're at 38 right now. So I think if they break, then we win. Says we need to maintain support above 60, which I think we have. I don't know why that's an issue. Like, it doesn't say it is. We haven't captured 10 forts yet for our objectives. We haven't cut the Confederacy in half, but I'm assuming if their morale breaks, they'll break. I think we're about to fight a battle with Don Carlos Buell against the Missouri State Guard. I could be wrong there, but I know there's a battle that's about to occur. Let's go ahead and start. Yep, so Don Carlos Buell's 11,000 men versus about 3,700 Confederates in western Tennessee. About half our force has low morale, and Buell kind of sucks as a commander, so I'm going to go ahead and play this battle manually. It's a small-ish battle, but Buell and Patterson have shown a remarkable ability to lose when you simulate battles, despite the fact that they have huge advantages in manpower. And I think that's because those commanders particularly have very, very poor initiative ratings, which cause them to fight very passively. With that being said, we are on the offensive in this battle. It's going to be the Shiloh map, so I don't think I've fought on this map before. Obviously, we're not fighting at Shiloh, but the game has a certain number of maps that it will place you into when you fight tactical battles, because it obviously doesn't have the entire Confederacy mapped out. We can deploy anywhere in this blue circle, and the objectives are up here. The objectives are up here. Pittsburgh Landing is one objective, and Jones's Field looks like it's another. So to that end, I'm going to split my force. I outnumber the enemy better than 2-1. So what we'll do is, let's see here. Robinson's troops have Sharp's carbines, so we'll actually deploy them, their cavalry too, so they can probably get to Pittsburgh Landing the fastest. All right, so we will place them on the corner on the right flank here. They'll probably cut across some of these unfinished roads. And then we will take Reynolds' full division and move it up to Jones Field. And if they get there and there's no enemy troops, they can always swing east to Pittsburgh Landing. Okay. I was thinking about splitting the force a little bit more, but I'd rather just keep the infantry all on one formation. But let's throw these guys into marching columns so they can march a little bit better. All right. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get going here. We're going to go ahead and order Robinson's troops to Pittsburgh Landing. Go ahead and order Reynolds' troops to Jones's Field. And then we'll have Buell just sort of follow in trail. We'll go up to ×10 speed, and we'll get these troops moving. Well, Trevin, thanks for the comments. All right, so troops are marching. The troops are marching on and on. Oh, shit. Pause. The enemy's on our right flank? I assumed they were going to be on the objectives. Why are they deployed down here? Well, it's going to take a while to order this cavalry to move south. Are these like... So it looks like our cavalry must have spotted it. It looks like they are in entrenchments. So that could make our assault a little bit costly. All right, we'll go ahead and... No, actually, don't do that. Deploy over here. No, actually, go ahead and halt. Halt your advance. Cavalry should probably halt too, but I don't care. They're fast. No one's going to get to them and reissue their orders. Reynolds can, I think, at least. Right, let's do a single line and deploy them here. So, the enemy infantry is now moving north, perhaps to pursue our cavalry? They're not going to stay in their entrenchments? Well, I'm okay with that. AI makes some questionable decisions in this game, for sure. All right. Come on, Reynolds. Move your troops over to the right flank. Use this, like, pathway or non-paved road. Get them over to Barnes Field. That should put them on the flank of where the enemy entrenchments were, and we can kind of see what's happening from there. Meanwhile, Robinson is coming south now. So we'll see if he runs into those Rebs that were heading north. All right, so the enemy is pulled out of their entrenchments to form some sort of new line. Go ahead and order the cavalry to halt. Or don't. Well, we're engaged. I don't know how long this cavalry is going to be able to hold out here. Probably better if we dismount, right? I'm assuming we'll take fewer casualties if the horses get a little bit further back. We do have Sharps rifles, so they are, or carbines, so they're going to be able to have a very high rate of fire. Looks like we're losing a little bit more than the enemy, but our infantry is coming from the left to come support us. They'll show up on this enemy flank. I don't know if they'll show up before or after the cavalry withdraws. We are losing casualties pretty quickly. We drove those skirmishers back, though. We've burned through about 7 of our 60 rounds of ammo. And we've got 2 brigades of troops firing at us, 2,100 and 1,500. So about 3,600 troops. This is their entire force, these 2 brigades of infantry and then 1 of artillery. Should really fall back. I would like the cavalry to be able to pursue the enemy when they retreat. Oh, well, they broke. Their morale was nowhere close to broken. So I would think they'll be able to rally. Where's Buell? Can he rally them? Commander, rally your boys. Meanwhile, Reynolds is coming up. The enemy did have artillery, but again, we didn't lose that many casualties. We took 170 out of 2,100 troops. That's not really that bad. We do have one battalion of artillery, I believe, coming up at the rear of our line. So go ahead and deploy Reynolds' division into line here, and then we'll advance on the enemy. We still outnumber them. Reynolds' division by himself outnumbers the enemy better than 2 to 1. So I'm going to let these guys come up. They'll file into position. Buell should be coming up as well. Robinson's over here. Where's Buell? He is set to rally, right? I'd like the cavalry to rally before I attack so we can make sure that we ride down the enemy troops as they retreat. It is 1,700 hours, though. I doubt I will break the enemy before sunset. Okay. Let's advance Reynolds and his troops here like this. We should also order them to fire at long range. What are the weapons in this unit? Enfield rifled muskets, Enfield rifled muskets, Enfield rifled muskets, and then our artillery are 12-pound Napoleons. Okay, so we've got nice rifled muskets, British made. Moving into position, the enemy is back in these trenches, so that will give them a tremendous advantage when it comes to fighting. But our manpower should help even things out. You can see our guns have opened up. So the second, the 12-pounder artillery fired at least one volley or one shot at someone. Yeah, right here. Let's put them forward in those trees. We will advance Truman Seymour's brigade along this fence line. We'll advance Brooks through this entrenchment, parapet. And then once they're in position, we'll advance Rousseau more toward the center of the enemy position. Move Reynolds closer to the fighting. Robinson's still routed. No, it says he's panicked. It doesn't say he's broken, but it's still red, so. All right, so the artillery is opening up on the enemy infantry. Not sure if they're in range of the enemy. It looks like the enemy's laid down. We'll advance. So, 3rd Brigade gets the entrenchment bonus because they're in the entrenchments now. And they'll advance on the enemy so that we'll get to fire against Clark's division. Entrenchments versus entrenchments. Pleasanton's artillery firing away at Parsons' division. All right, so the one division that's in a rough spot here is going to be Rousseau's, who have the worst morale of any of these units because they are going to be in the open. They are firing into the flank of Clark's division. So he is getting the outflanked moniker, but in the parapets that will do a lot to lower the casualties. 04. And I think our artillery is firing away as well. You know, is the cavalry still panicked? Can they move? No. All right, so we've at least got 3 brigades in action at 1830 hours, so 6:30, late July. There you have it. 3 brigades of Union. Just the smoke going everywhere. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. just the flame shooting out here. Yeah, J76, it was a really rough one. I'm still not totally over it. But, yeah, I had RSV, which is like a respiratory virus. Got it from a friend who got it from his kid. It's very common for like young children to get, and it can be very serious for like infants, and so our daughter had it too. But, you know, initially it was kind of like, I got a headache, got really congested, lost my voice, got a sore throat. Like, it was miserable. Then I got a cough that lasted for like 3 weeks, and my voice changed, and it only got better mostly in the last few days. Okay. All right, so we're pounding away at the enemy flank here. Clark's division steadily creeping those casualties up. 300 enemy casualties. Looks like Rousseau's lost about just approaching 100. I'm assuming that doesn't matter, right? Like, he can take those losses. You can see here Brooks hasn't lost a man, and his troops are just ripping away. And then we've also got Seymour's brigade, which has lost a handful of men, firing away as well. So we're pouring our fire into the enemy flank here. They've lost about 300 casualties. Artillery doesn't appear to be firing at Parsons' division anymore, so maybe they should do that. And then our cavalry back here is still panicked. Great. Take a look at the results. It says a minor defeat so far. Oh, they're going to throw skirmishers out there, eh? They going after our artillery? They are. Crafty little buggers, huh? Where are they going? You pivot and engage. It looks like Clark's division is pulling back, so we're going to go ahead and advance Brooks on the enemy flank. We'll bring Seymour up here so he can fire into the enemy from behind that fence line. I turned the 2nd Brigade in Rousseau to engage the skirmishers in Parsons' detachment in an effort to protect our artillery from enemy skirmishers, who now seem to have switched most of their fire back toward our infantry. Okay. All right, so we routed those skirmishers. Good news, boys. Artillery a little bit, see if we can't fire on that enemy brigade. And the one enemy unit left here, this one brigade that we're engaging now, can't actually find their flag, but they're sitting in the open, so they're not in the entrenchments that Clark's division was occupying. So they will not last long, I don't think, before we force them back. Still panicked. And there you have it. Still, the enemy here, Parsons lost 400 men. He's shooting at my artillery, which has taken a fair number of casualties here, but so is he, sitting out in the open. We just routed the State Guard artillery. 118 men, they took 94 casualties. Okay, so move in toward the enemy flank a little bit closer. And Parson is withdrawing as well. So I'm assuming that's going to shift things over pretty decisively to a victory. Enemy is going to withdraw. The enemy is retreating. Well, go get him, boys. Charge home your advantage. Okay. Clark's division. It would be great if we could have pursued this enemy infantry over here and maybe wiped out the entire enemy army. My cavalry still broken. I can't do any pursuit. Yep. Okay. We'll advance these infantry here. Yes, move into column. You can engage the enemy then. All right, there you go, victory. It is a minor victory. About a third of the enemy infantry is destroyed. The enemy loses a little bit less than half of their force. All of their guns. We lose 600 men. So another victory for the Union cause. In western Tennessee, I'm curious where the enemy is going to withdraw after that battle. Destroyer, by the way, just saw your comment. Yes, I probably will play as the Confederacy once we finish the Union playthrough. So basically I have to do that 10 to 20 more times and then the war is over from a national morale perspective. All right, so where's the enemy retreating? All right, we're withdrawing south. That's good. Down toward Corinth, it looks like. Oh no, they're going to swing in behind us. They're going to withdraw into Kentucky? Really? How's Grant doing down here in Atlanta? He's got good supplies, 96%. Is he building any depots? Should be, right? Okay. The Knoxville force, they're doing okay. And those troops are coming down to Richmond. All right. It's east here. We're a double C credit rating. All right, First Corps, 10,000 enemy troops versus 12,000 of our own. This could actually be a close fight here. We've got the First Corps of the Army of the Potomac moving east to continue the drive in Virginia. And so this might actually be an interesting fight. Let's see. Traven, is that like as guerrillas or in the Atlanta campaign or like in the March to the Sea after sort of conventional fighting was no longer an option for the Confederacy? Where did they fight and how? All right, so we are on the offensive in this battle. Enemy comes on the map up here in the top right. Ugh, Burnsides. Is it raining? Oh goodness, it's a thunderstorm. 86 and stormy. All right. Hunter's the First Corps commander. We'll put the entire corps on this road. And so this is one we might have to be a little bit careful about. We've got a division dedicated to artillery. We've got a cavalry division, and then we've got 2 infantry divisions. And the infantry divisions are going to be key to our victory or not. Cavalry division, I think we could use for scouting purposes, maybe. Kind of figure out where the enemy is. Go ahead and put them in single line out here. Keep these guys in marching column. Okay. And then that's artillery. All right. Go ahead and play. We're on the offensive, so let's go find the Rebs. Go march up that main road. This objective down here is unguarded. We'll go ahead and send... All I can select is the army commander. We'll send Schenck to send 5,000 men to go take that. Because they can move north on this roadway parallel. And let's go. Get moving, boys. This is the Appomattox Courthouse Road, by the way. Interesting. Good to know, Traven. So they were militia, Georgia militia, drafted after, well, I don't, after the battle, survive the Battle of Griswoldville? Not familiar with that one. All right, so Burnside's leading the way all by himself up there like the damn fool he is. Okay. Brigade swinging east. And let's see if we can't have a nice little battle here. Hey, the Big Bang. Good to see you. Thanks for the Prime sub there. 4 months now. Appreciate the support. To all the followers and whatnot on the channel, I do appreciate the continued support. I know I've been very bad about streaming any kind of regular amount lately. A lot of crazy stuff going on, but I do appreciate you guys hanging with me. You know, definitely hoping to get streaming and playing much more frequently now. Go put these guys up on this bridge. What's this? All right, so Shank has taken the objective down here. To that end, let's move him up to Rock Run. Doesn't look like enemy troops in front of Connor, the other objective. So presumably up here in the northeast then, toward the entry point onto the map. But our cavalry will find them if they're up there. Good Lord, Porter's way out there all on his own. Traven, also thank you for the sub. Appreciate the support. Death Frost, welcome. Yeah, I've been listening to Cornelius Ryan, I think it was, his book on the Arnhem campaign, and I was kind of debating playing some Close Combat 2, A Bridge Too Far. Really kind of jonesing for some Market Garden love. It's an old game, but it's a classic. Still the best game in the Close Combat series, I think. Oh, I think they're up here to the left. It looks like we pause here. We'll see we uncovered some enemy trenches over here. Go ahead and halt Keyes' brigade or division. Our guns are going up this way unsupported. We've spotted the entrenchments, but we haven't spotted any troops in them yet. Oh, there they are. Okay, so Buford, get your division over here. Keyes, set your division up in single line, move them over here. Shank's already marching that way. Porter's moving north to the edge of the map. See if there's any other enemy troops up there. It's probably going to be the end of the day before anybody gets engaged. I said that in the last battle, and we ended up winning the whole battle before the end of the day, but probably won't quite happen like that here. Artillery reserve going here. I'm thinking this is better high ground. Okay. Yeah, this thunderstorm cramping my style. I don't like to hear lightning and thunder in the middle of a battle. Where are you going, Porter? Oh, shit. Halt. Don't get yourself shot up. Try to bring your troops over here. So we're going to need to have one division pin them and the other division flank them. And this is where things can get a little bit dicey, because when you've got enemy troops with roughly even numbers coming at you, things can get a little bit challenging. Let's actually go have this cavalry swing north. So that we can have Fitzjohn Porter's boys also engage. Because they were coming out there to engage us by the looks of it. Oh, now they're pulling back. Was it all a ruse to get me to commit my cavalry? End of day. Okay. Well, no reason to use my engineering points. All right, Let's deploy Buford's division. So we will deploy Hunt's division down. I think they moved troops. Deploy that artillery up here. Move Shank and his boys here to secure that central attack. Oh no! I clicked the wrong button. I clicked the whole army, not one unit. All right. Shank can be on that flank. Keys can be down here. I keep getting Hunt, the artillery commander, and Hunter confused and then end up deploying the whole force. On to Shank. Cavalry. All right. So let's start that. How much of a good old general is T.H. Butcher's Bloody March to the Sea? I don't know. I haven't taken too many casualties yet, so it can't be too bad, right? Okay. Alright, Shank, switch your fire to long range. And then move your troops down here like so. Artillery is engaging the enemy. These two of the batteries. And then we'll move Keys up. So we're going to go for kind of a double envelopment. Okay. Artillery's taking some pounding. Whole brigades for skirmishes. Okay. Artillery's taking losses there, boys. Alright, well they've got these troops down here in the south. Nice big fat entrenchments. Alright, Hooker, go engage him. What are you armed with anyway? That looks like a really short range. Springfield musket, it says. Okay. Enemy's pulling south by the looks of it. Key's division is engaged with the enemy. Why don't you turn yourself? Are they trying to close for melee fighting? Alright, so they're in the open. Stewart's brigade here, 1,800 muskets. We've got the 2,800s at the 1st New York, 2,600 of the 2nd New York. We got some real close quarters fighting here. Meanwhile, in the north, artillery continues to pound away. That third battery survived, but only just. Shank's division further south the trench line. Okay. Oh, these enemy skirmishers came up to try and harass my other battalions of artillery, it looks like. Actually, no, it's a brigade. Troops in that wood line. What a mess of a battle. I am losing worse than I'm giving. Charge, boys, charge! Into the enemy unit. You outnumber them. Almost 2 to 1. You're fresh. Haven't lost a man. You're more experienced. Excellent melee rating in the open. You broke them, lads. Brilliant. So they're withdrawing. They've lost about just shy of 400 men. Okay. Give him glory, lads. Give him glory. You know, this fight in the north is very helter-skelter. And that artillery is just pounding those enemy troopers there. Not losing like anybody to that Vermont. Is it Vermont? Lotchkiss, that is. North. They may rally. They only lost about a fourth of their troops. Okay, they're going to withdraw that direction. They're really going to withdraw their artillery into our lines. Okay. All right, well. Okay. Hotchkiss has surrendered, his brigade has been wiped out, and the enemy army is retreating. Good news, boys. We got him. You're going to outnumber them by about 300 men, but you've got much better experience. So let's see if we can't force Ashby's brigade to surrender. Surrendered now. Ashby's brigade. Nice. Gage Ashby. Wow, Porter, I didn't realize you lost quite that many men. Over 400 men lost. All right, so they routed that enemy cavalry as well. We're in the pursuit phase, so we've already kind of won the battle, if you will. Now it's this, how much of the enemy can we destroy? I didn't realize Porter lost 500 men. I wasn't really paying attention to him. There you go, a victory, and a major one at that. So we forced, I think, 3 enemy brigades to surrender. They had a total of about 9,500 infantry in their force. 650 of them were destroyed. 200 enemy of 300 cavalry were destroyed. So just more than half of the entire enemy army on the left flank of Virginia destroyed. Meanwhile, the First Corps under General David Hunter loses only 1,000 men. So a very successful battle there. A major federal victory. The Battle of Appomattox Courthouse, we just happened to actually be in that area on the map. So yet another victory for the Union. A major victory near Appomattox Courthouse. More than half of a Confederate division or corps, or whatever these things are, destroyed. More than 10% of the entire remaining force under arms for the Confederates lost. More than 1% of the enemy national morale falls. Almost 1.5% increase in experience for our own troops. That's a big victory there. They were at like 6,600, I want to say. Or I guess that would technically be closer to 1/6 or 1/11. They were close to 66,000 troops before that last battle under arms. They are now down to 53,000 between that last battle and the battle before it. Pursuit of the east with Hunter. And with that being said, it seems like victory is near. This video was taken from a live stream on my Twitch channel last night, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video. We'll probably stream tonight as well. Not Grand Tactician, though. We'll be playing something else. So if you are interested in joining that, it'll probably be around 7:30 to 8 o'clock Central Standard Time. Link in the description for my Twitch channel if you don't already follow me there. And there's also a poll up on my channel in the post section to vote on what we might be playing. But that's going to do it for today's video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Until next time, this is the Historical Gamer once again saying thank you very much for watching. And until next time, I'm out. Bye-bye.